Welcome to Scattered, the podcast that's all over the map in the best way possible. From pro wrestling to pop culture, from mental health to the Buffalo Bills, and everything in between. If it's interesting, we're talking about it. And now, here's your host, the king of variety, the master of ADD, and the guy who proves being all over the place can be awesome, Brian Fink.
Welcome. So, this isn't the episode I originally planned, but honestly, it's probably the one I needed to record. If you've been listening to Scattered for a while, you know this show is about being all over the place. Sometimes, it's still finding a way to keep showing up. And this week, that hit home for me in a really big way. I'm not going to get into every little detail, but let's just say this week was heavy. Heavy. There's that word again. There's some kind of problem with the gravitational pull in 1985. Sorry, that was my Back to the Future reference. But the reality is I've been feeling off. Mentally, emotionally, physically, even creatively. And it's been frustrating because it's not like I don't care. I care deeply about everything. I care about my family. I care about this show. I care about my job. I care about my friends. I care about what I'm trying to build. But some days that motivation just isn't there. And that old feeling creeps in and it's like, am I even doing enough? Am I doing what I need to do? And sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not. And sometimes that comes back to bite me in the butt. If I'm really being honest, there was a moment this week that I thought, maybe I'll just skip the podcast entirely. I'll skip all of my social stuff because I was just in such a funk over everything that was going on. But I remembered that this show isn't about being perfect. It's not about being on top of everything. It's not even about having it all together. It's about being real. It's about being honest. And it's about showing up, even when things feel a little messy. So instead of retreating, I leaned in, started writing. I reached out to some friends and family. I sat with the hard stuff instead of running from it. I took a day to really kind of take everything in and breathe. At one point this week, I went to the driving range, smacked some golf balls, just to feel something productive. And the truth is, I'm still not 100%, but I'm here. And sometimes, that's all the win we need, man. So if you're listening right now and thinking, damn, that's me, just know you're not alone. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't need a 5-year plan. Hell, some days you don't even need a 5-minute plan. You need to keep showing up in small ways. Drink some water. Take a deep breath. Text a friend. Do something that brings you joy. Or throw on a podcast of some schmuck who's still trying to figure it out himself. We're not chasing perfection over here. We're chasing progress. And even if it's slow, it still counts, guys. So thanks for sticking with me. Thanks for giving me the space to be honest and the chance to keep growing with you. If this is resonating with you at all, shoot me a message. Send me an email, brianfinkscattered@outlook.com. Share it with a friend who needs to hear it, or just sit with it for a bit. And if you are looking for something lighter, I did advertise and I will be delivering on my WrestleMania 41 review episode. It's going to drop at the same time as this. Because life is all about that balance, right? So we've got this heavy load that I've been carrying, and then we've got the fun and kind of goofy WrestleMania review, which I hope you'll check out, even if you're not a fan of wrestling necessarily. Maybe you'll like the way I share the story. Maybe it'll compel you. Maybe you'll just feel connected. Sometimes that's all we need is just a voice. Someone to hear us out, someone to talk to us instead of talking over us. Sometimes we need our wife to cough in the background while you're recording. I need a studio, guys. I need a studio. Anyways, if you like what you're listening to, and if you want more from the Scattered brand, I now have a link tree, which I didn't know was a thing. And it's got all of my social media, my newsletter, the different ways to listen to the podcast, my blogs. It is your one-stop shop for Scattered. And that is linktr.ee/Brian Fink Scattered. So please check it out, share it, let me know what you guys think. But until next time, let's stay scattered, stay human, and let's just keep showing up. I'm here for you guys always. Thanks.